Welcome back. Thank you very much for staying with us. Now, with Eskom continuously showing us that there's no light at the end of the blackout tunnel, some are scrambling to find reliable energy alternatives. The government's Energy Crisis Committee has cut through the major independent power producers' red tape. To get more on this, I'm joined by South African Wind Energy Association CEO, that's Niveshen Govender. Mr. Govender, good morning and thank you very much for your time. So, government is hoping to radically cut wait times of up to 1,000 days for new independent power projects. Are you satisfied that government has eliminated that red tape to get these projects started?
Good morning, Fundo, and good morning to your listeners, and thank you for having me. So let's just be clear. The biggest hurdle we're facing currently is the grid access. And this is grid access in areas where we have optimal renewable energy resources. So South Africa continues to boast that some of the highest wind and solar PV resources in the world are here in South Africa, yet we are unable to capitalize on this. And this is purely due to planning and infrastructure challenges. So as much as you cut down the red tape, if we do not have access to the grid, unfortunately, there will be no new generation capacity being built onto the grid.
Now, having listened to Minister Mantashe, somebody that many people now listen to more attentively, given the developments that possibly Eskom will be moving to his portfolio, he's spoken about that 3,200 megawatts, that they absolutely didn't have capacity on the grid. What is your view on just that, where the 3,200 couldn't be brought on?
So for us, this is a real missed opportunity. It's at a time where South Africa really needs new generation capacity. It's at a time where the industry has come forward to put projects on the table that can get us access to this electricity within the next 2 years. And unfortunately, the infrastructure challenges were far too great for us to get. So for us, it's a real missed opportunity. We are hoping that government is going to act with haste, act with speed to bidding on the next procurement round while sorting out the challenge. So investment into the grid infrastructure must be prioritized. And together with the infrastructure, the processes for clear, transparent, and responsible management of access to the grid needs to be managed.
Now, what many are saying leads to further delays is also the localization requirements. Where do you stand on this one? Because it predominantly affects solar with the PV panels in most instances. But are there any opportunities on the wind side of things for there to be some sort of localization?
So absolutely. So from the beginning of the public procurement program, we've always had a target of 40% of local content in wind projects. The industry has always committed to over this target. So we've committed to 43%, achieving just under 50%, so about 47% achieved through the program. So I don't think we're struggling. There's a general commitment from the industry to continue with localization and local manufacturing. But I think once you have instability in the public procurement program, it becomes a little bit more difficult because this underpins the efforts of local manufacturing.
And then let's shift our focus now to private power supply. We're hearing of this new model called the off-takers market. Many people are now talking about liberalizing the energy market. Just explain or unpack this for somebody who's hearing of this off-takers market for the very first time.
So this is very simple. So these are intensive power users trying to procure their own renewable energy from IPPs. So look at a mining company or an industrial company that has really high energy usage. They are now building their own renewable energy plants and having that power wheeled through the Eskom grid to reach them. So wherever the plant is built, it can be wheeled through the system and reaches where it's required. So we've always had restrictions around this in the past. In the last year, we've seen Minister Mantashe open up this market and really liberalize it. So we saw caps that have been removed in terms of license requirements. So people are able to build their own plants and have this procured privately and have access to the grid.
So on the data front with you guys, are you seeing a serious uptake now?
Absolutely. So the president came out last year saying there's about 9,000 megawatts in the pipeline. We're seeing a lot more of that. We're seeing at least 15,000 megawatts of wind projects being developed, particularly for that.
All right. Mr. Govender, thank you very much for your time this morning. That was the South African Wind Energy Association CEO, Niveshen Govender.